reviews, another League of Legends game coming your way, this time in the form of a post-game commentary. So I can go ahead and tell you, if you haven't looked at the title already, we are going as Fiddlesticks in the jungle. So, this game is the first time Jungle Ezreal is going to be featured on the channel, and you'll get to see it on the enemy side. And normally this is one of those games where I probably wouldn't really bother with the upload because there's going to be flaming going on, and main reason why it's Fiddlesticks, in case you're wondering, is as of this video, he is the #1 win rate jungler. So keep in mind, he didn't really receive any changes or anything. None of the items really changed that he uses or anything. I think it's just people remembered, hey, the Scarecrow is actually really good. Although you do have to get a little familiar with him and keep that in mind. Wards do shut him down. Yeah, now that I think about it, Fiddle is probably like more ward sensitive than any other jungler in the game since he's all about the ambush. But for Fiddle to really shine, you do need to counter gank, and you'll see what I mean at least once in the game, and I'll leave things vague. So anyway, with the Ezreal locked in, you can see right here with Ezreal Xayah, it's most likely jungle Ez. I mean, it could be a mid lane Ez, it's just you don't see that these days. The only AD carry you really see mid would be either Corki or Lucian. Anyway, right there is the top laner Fiora, so Talon does have to pick blind, but the top laner will have that information. So I definitely am not happy to see Fiora's resurgence. Like, Riot tried to use the whole justifying her buffs remark with, hey, there's now an item that inflicts grievous wounds when she hits you. She needs help. Seriously, it's like if she does not have a 0.25% play or ban rate, Riot panics. But some good news is I will have a top lane game this weekend, and, well, it's going to be coming out after this one. You will not have to worry about a Fiora there. Enemy top laner is Jarvan, in case you're wondering. So right there I'm pointing out the obvious to my team, hey, they're all AD, we can make this kind of easy. I mean, granted, enemy mid laner is Yasuo, so that's generally a free win if he doesn't know what he's doing, which 9 out of 10 don't. And I'm kind of just glad they have the Yasuo and not me. So right here, I guess I did not show the mastery page. It's 18-12-0. So I have Deathfire Touch as my keystone, and for the, let's see, I have the ability damage upgrade. I have the mastery below that as the 3% increased damage by teammates. Below that is the AD and AP that scales with level. Below that is Bounty Hunter. Below that is Magic Penetration, then Deathfire Touch at the bottom. As for the middle tree, this is going to be single target damage plus 5. Then is increased buff duration. Next one is a 3-2 split, 3 points in Merciless, 2 in Meditation. And then I'm running Dangerous Game on Fiddle because I try to stand in the middle of the team fights. So if you look at the Ezreal jungle, you are running Fervor of Battle on him from what I've seen. I mean, if you're like trying to learn it, you could try Warlord's Bloodlust. It's not going to help as much, and it's going to kind of hurt your mid-game damage a little bit, I guess. But I'll just let you guys see it. Anyway, worth pointing out, they have 3 Fervor Battles and 1 Warlords, compared to us who has 1 Fervor, 1 Deathfire, 1 Warlords, and then Talon is running Storm Raiders. As for the sports, Rakan has the Courage of the Colossus, while Morgana has Stoneborn Pact. So from what I understand, if Stoneborn Pact is procced and the support has to, well, the person who has Stoneborn Pact, if they happen to have, what's the item, the attack speed one? Ardent Sensor. People say that will actually activate the sensor and give the attack speed and everything, but I have not tried it myself to actually verify. So just give me a heads up, that is an unconfirmed rumor on my part. I can't really comment, but it looks like that may be what Morg was aiming for. So anyway, we grab our medallion, so I have a little bit of mana regen, and I was wondering if I went for the red buff, will Ezreal try to steal my blue, or... Just that element of doubt is why I decided to go for the blue buff first, even though I don't really get much of a leash. Talon will do it, and granted, Fiddle can do it solo, it's just by not getting a leash it does take longer. Anyway, if you want to know how Fiddle works, I will mouse over the moves, you gotta read it, pause to read, but I will say it out loud. Passive is Dread, stand still for a period of time, or channel. You will get a surge of movement speed when you move again. Unfortunately, there is no slow resistance, which would be kind of cool if he did have, but oh well. Q is Terrify, you target an enemy, you fear them, they run away from you slowly, and... yeah. It used to last longer, but they took, I think, a full second off its duration. It used to be 3 seconds at max rank, now it's 2. W is Drain, you tether yourself to an enemy, it's a point and click. As the tether ticks, it heals you, and the enemy either has to CC you or leave the radius in order for the tether to break. The W does have a mini reset of sorts, where if you are draining something and it happens to die, you get some of the cooldown time refunded, but none of the mana cost. So, in my opinion, that kind of does defeat the point of it, like, even resetting. But anyway, E is Dark Wind. It's when you give the enemy the bird. Literally, you throw one of your birds at them, and it bounces around, silences, does damage. It has a 1.5 modifier to minions and monsters, I believe. So your E really does help with your clear, even though it may not look like it, and it has a pretty crippling cooldown early. And finally, your ult is Crowstorm, Fiddle's signature move. You channel for a period of time, then you blink a short distance away, and you unleash hell around you. It's one of the few remaining old school ults left in the game. And by that I mean it has a lot of damage to it. Like, a lot of the other ones that used to have stuff like that has just been gutted over time to where it's nowhere near as effective as it used to be. One that kind of retains its old form would be the Gangplank ult, where you can actually power it up some. But I don't remember what the numbers were before the rework, I just know that it did get weaker because of the whole medallion thing. So anyway, right here is your example of a counter gank. Talon says, hey, Ez is here. And I decided, you know what, I can get in on this. So I'm trying to stay outside range. Right here I'm trying to activate my passive. Ez moves, I give him the bird. So right there, I fear him, I drain him. So Talon goes ahead and collects that. So I silence Yasuo, drain, fear, 1 auto, 2 autos, and there's my first stack of Bounty Hunter. So Talon has the double buffs now, and he's in a very dominant position to just obliterate Yasuo from here on out. So that's the power of teamwork, boys. So right here you need to give the big one a little bit of an extra push, and you can see Fiddle does have a little bit of trouble with the chicken camp early. But overall, nothing to really panic about. And the thing is, I did buy that refillable potion, so I probably should start using that. Just a hunch. So you can see when I'm only dealing with one target, I actually generate a lot more health than I lose with the drain. Try to point out right there, Talon does have double buffs, so if he jumps on Yasuo, it sucks to be Yas. And right there I smited because I haven't been using smite, first of all. And second of all, just because I wanted the surge of health. So right here they're pinging for help, even though I can't really do too much for them early. There are some times when I wonder if people actually do know what some of these jugglers do. So there's our buddy Ez. He's not happy. So right there I sphere him, I give him the bird, and then I take off. So overall this is a fight we lose if we try to force it. So as a result, I want no part of it. So you can see some of the golems have despawned. Then I can auto these for a quick 20 gold. Since he used his E to get away, that means I'm clear to come in here and just take down that ward. So I knew he was going to Q, so I wanted to drop the ward there so I could still see inside the brush as I walked away, and just like that, we're much better off than we used to be. So if you look on the minimap, Talon's on the move, he's hunting Ez. They're pinging for help, even though, like I said, there's not really too much we can do without getting ourselves killed. So right there I did punish the Rakan jumping in, but then Triss goes ahead and gets herself killed. Now I don't know why Rakan comes back, so I can hit him with my bird. And yeah, so that's stack number 2, Bounty Hunter. So right here I want to push this in real fast. She has to go back, and I was kind of hoping, hey, Morg, drop some soil. There she goes for me. So it doesn't matter which one of us gets the last hits as long as that just bounces into tower. So I'm kind of hoping by the time Triss gets back here everything should reset and she can actually farm somewhat safely. Plus, worse come to worse, I mean it's just more damage on the tower. So for Fiddle, I want to go for the blue smite. It's just, I don't actually have enough to get it on this back, even though, yes, I did get 2 kills and 1 assist. I was able to buy all the other components that I needed. The Aether Wisp, the Amp Tome, the boots, the machete. So when I go back next time, I just want to put all of it together and call it a day.
Yes, my master.
So I was kind of hoping they would dive him, but if you notice, I don't have level 6 just yet. So as a result, I have to take one more camp, and then I'll have it. And then usually when I play Fiddlesticks, I like to have his ult off smartcast. So I'm thinking, hey, if they want to jump in, I'm jumping the wall, and it's going to be a fun fight. If you notice, Ez is still in lane, so I don't ward this brush in case we can catch him around this side. But I guess it just was not meant to be. So I know Ez is pretty bad at taking the Scuttle Crab because he doesn't actually have any CC to lower its defenses. He has to just actually sit there and keep slugging it, which is not ideal, I'm afraid. So right there I'm just denying her passive. So right here, Ez has gained free damage on me, but once she gets away, I know I gotta get something from this. So if you look on the minimap, there's Talon. Ez thinks he can recall in the brush, but I won't let him. So run him down, and you give him the bird. So that's stack number 3 of Bounty Hunter. I think that also refreshed my red buff or something, I'm not entirely sure. But you can see he is not having a good time, and he's going to make the mistake of going for tier. If you are jungling Ez, that's not really something you can afford. He also, interestingly, goes in for Lucid Boots, I believe. Can't really see it right now, but for jungle Ez, you're going to want Zerkers just so you shoot that fast. The faster you shoot, the faster you kill them. Plus, if you keep landing your Qs, then that's basically a form of CDR anyway, so yeah. One last hit. Now keep in mind I no longer have blue buff, so I do have to pay a little bit of attention to how much mana I'm using, because Fiddle will burn through a lot extremely quickly. Like, I'd say his mana costs are the single biggest factor prohibiting him from success in the mid lane. You are extremely dependent on the blue buff in order to not be garbage. But anyway, here's the first Crow Storm of the game. So you can see Xayah flash to safety, And then Rakan used his charm to pull me back. So I kill him, but I already had his stack, so he doesn't count, it's just 3. So right there, I'm doing the one auto to speed that up for Talon, and I basically need this in order to just not have to auto-attack the dragon. So now that I actually have the mana to use Drain, I am more than happy to tank this for the team. Technically, I could solo this without too much trouble. It would get easier once I actually have my jungle item, but for the time being, that's fine. And on the topic of jungle items, look at how much gold I'm sitting on. It's time to go get it. So right there is our Runic Echoes, and the item I want next is going to be the Zonia's Hourglass. So I grabbed the CDR component first so I have more uptime for all my spells. And like usual, I will be going Lucid Boots on Fiddle just because I want to have that flash up more often. Plus 10% CDR on your ult, it's just so freaking valuable.
I feel your fear.
So right here I'm trying to figure out what they're up to. Is like Fiora gonna tower dive him, or how exactly is this gonna play out? And that was my answer. So I was kind of hoping I could run her down here, but you have to remember she's melee, I'm ranged. By default she's faster than me, so I can't catch her. So what I could do here is I have 2 options. I can either freeze the lane to try to make it so Gnar can get it when he comes back, or I can hard shove it and try to force Fiora to teleport if she even has it up. I don't know. Like, I don't even remember trying to keep track of it either, so... yeah, I have no comment, I'm afraid.
Their twinkle is totally all gone.
So right there I was trying to get a look at Ezreal to see if his red might be up. Even though Fiddle is not really known for his counter jungling, he can actually do it pretty damn well. You can use Drain to steal priority camps, it just gives you a lot of DPS and security if you want to go for buffs. Like, Fiddle's one of the few remaining truly unique characters in the game. There's really no one quite like him. Gonna be sad when he goes.
Dominating.
So right here, Fiora DC, this is still patch day. Normally I don't try to kill the DCs, but the thing is, as soon as you block the minion path, I can't ignore that. That is interfering with gameplay, even if you are AFK. So as a result, I don't forcefully try to take her bounty hunter stack, I just fear her for the additional gold, and yeah. Pretty much just by being there I was going to get EXP off her kill anyway, so I may as well wet my beak while I'm at it, right? So any second now, the Xayah is going to start alt-typing. I think it's actually 1 minute away. And right there I wanted to give that to Gnar since he's ranged. It's just extremely nasty on him. It makes it so much easier for him to get his 3 procs off of Hyper. His Q is a slow then, his auto attacks are slow. He even gets health regen. Red buff is extremely nasty on that little Yordle. Savor it. Not to mention right here he's using it to help us shred the tower. So right here I was moving to try and intercept Ez. Unfortunately he did get his E off. And we don't know how the bird bounced exactly.
The end is near.
As nice as it would be for the bird to give you vision, I have to admit that probably would be a little too strong. But anyway, right here I'm hovering with my finger on the ult. Unfortunately, Xayah comes from one way, and this is just a nasty pincer.
Enemy double kill.
So Nara and I go down. Fiora gets baited in. And I can go ahead and pick up my entire hourglass. So I hope you guys like that item, because when I play the top lane game, I'm going to be building that too. So just keep in mind that tells you right there I'm playing an AP character. It's up to you to figure out which one. So right there Yasuo got his ult off. But it doesn't stop the Talon.
Triple kill.
So you can see Talon is just running away with the game.
Kill.
Which one's left? Fiora? Yeah, it's Fiora. I don't know where she is. There she goes, ruining the Talon's pentakill. So really, there's not too much else to talk about on Fiddle. We just have to wait until the Xayah starts all chatting, and then I'll have a little bit more material, because this really isn't anything you haven't seen before in pretty much any Fiddle game. Pretty much the Runic Echoes and the Hourglass are his two core items. Once you have those, you're golden.
Indeed.
So right here I'm looking for an opportunity to ult over the wall or something. But does not come to be. So right here I did want to tank this, but Talon got way too close and up in the dragon's face. So right here is one of those awkward moments where everyone stops attacking the dragon. I'm smiting in anticipation of the tormented soil damage and everything, or her auto-attacking, or literally anything. But no, she walked away. And prepare yourselves. Here comes the next Crow Storm. So now I do have Fiora stack. Got an assist off Rakan, forced out the Yasuo flash. So keep in mind Yasuo is my first kill.
Double kill.
Xayah is the only bounty hunter stack still out there, and unfortunately Talon just iced her. So I'm not getting that this fight. But still I have 4% increased damage at all times, so it's still really, really nice. It beats Double-Edged Sword by a good margin. But anyway, the enemy base has been cracked open after that previous fight. You can see Ez is just trying to poke people down. And our business here is concluded, so we may as well leave, regroup, and plan out our next route of attack. And someone pinged Baron, I'm not entirely sure who it is, and that really could be an option. I mean, Baron can interrupt the Fiddle drain. He's... or wait, it's Rift Herald. Okay, yeah, I remember this now. So, Fiddle, you can just go ahead and face tank this thing. You have enough drain. So right there I went ahead and smited that, so we didn't have to worry about Ezreal stealing it with the True Shot Barrage. And while they were so distracted on us, you can see Talon jumps to the back line and starts icing people. So I kill Rakan once again. Right there I slow Xayah. I wanted her stack right there, but you can see I didn't get it. So there goes Xayah.
Killing spree. Even stars fall. Turret destroyed. Your team is super.
So anyway, there's the Lucid Boots. And then, since the game is pretty much over, I just go straight into Death Cap. If there was an AP threat on the field, I can go into Banshees. I could go into the
Turret destroyed.
Abyssal Mask, that's what it's called.
Their inhibitor. An enemy has been slain.
And pretty much this is me talking to her for
Turret
pretty much the rest of the
destroyed.
game. So she was flaming about the Ezreal jungle pick, and the thing is, people have made it work. It's pretty high win rate once you know what you're doing. And granted, this is a ranked game. I really can't fault the Ezreal because it's very possible he could have been autofilled. As like this may surprise people, but there are times when I actually do queue up his fill and I wind up in the jungle. So I'm pretty sure there are other people who are in the same situation at times. Now here we have another one of those loading screens that take forever just because the game seems to want to do this whenever I don't provide commentary, but the games where I do, it doesn't care. So keep in mind, for Fiddle, I'm at Mastery level 6. I need to start fishing for rank S's in order to boost him up to Mastery 7, but I'm not going to do any Mastery stuff in the near future. So right there I gave the honors to Talon, and lo and behold, that was an S- game. Yes, I got robbed, I know. Anyway, in terms of damage, you can see I never really got to jump in the middle of a team fight. I only really got to use my ult maybe twice this game. Yeah. Anyway, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.